First time that they have faced each other since Houston made that big trade shipping Clint Capella out of town. As Danilo Gallinari gets the Thunder on the... Here he comes probing the defense. Gallinari is there. Shot clock down to 3. Harden pulls the trigger and hits. Set an NBA record for made threes and attempted threes each of the last 3 years. And they have picked up where they left off. Adams.
Paint at 15 a game. So he's their pace and their attack on the rim.
Harden has to fire the 3 and he beats the clock.
85% in the restricted area, the best in the league. He blocks shots, he runs the floor, he's done a very good job.
Dennis Schroeder. Jeff Green fakes the 3, puts it on the deck, a little bit of contact, and he hits. Rebecca, great point, and everyone, of course, keeping their fingers crossed, Stan, that there will be no positive tests as Eric Gordon taking on contact. Noel again. Oklahoma City coughs it up there with Schroeder in the paint. Yeah, there are some rumors that the league may try to condense the playoff schedule once they get past the first round. To back-to-back 20-point performances. Here comes Rivers breaking down the defense, going right to the rack. Nicely set up by Paul. Long rebound, Gordon. Rockets want to push the pace. Gordon goes right to the rack.
To get a better pace offensively.
Here comes Paul inside, and they will count the back.
That's a great play by the young guy, Darius Baisley. Drive it hard to the middle, stay on the floor, pivot, and make a great...
This is Gilgeous-Alexander. Thought about the step back, now to Gallo. Shot clock down to 3, puts it on the deck, guarded tightly, fires long 2, and hits. The sweet stroke of Gallinari. And he brings Oklahoma City within a dozen. Quick trigger 3 by Gordon.
You see them trying to just isolate it. Houston loading up their defense, ready to come to help.
Harden again breaking him down. Went ball. Shot
Houston does 5. A lot of that too, Spiro, but you can do that if you have a guy as great as James Harden.
Tucker from deep. Largest lead for Houston. Timeout Thunder.
But this is their best lineup. This is the best 5-man lineup in the NBA that the Oklahoma City Thunder have on the floor right now.
Fans have to be feeling pretty good about what they've seen so far here. Rockets have hit 5 straight shots as they have built this lead. Adams, boy, nifty feet by the big man. 16-point Houston lead as we come up on the final 2 minutes before halftime. Schroeder to the rack. And just like that, Fort to shoot, lets her rip. A little bit too much. Covington trying to tap it. It's Paul. Here he comes down the paint, taking flight, and here comes Oklahoma City. And so far, a good start here after a quiet start for Gallinari. 14-5 run until that Jeff Green triple.
Best lineup, and they've cut it to 13.
Thunder out of fouls. Harden goes right around Schroeder, and he's headed to the free throw line. And a rebound pulled weak side by Danilo Gallinari. So, Stan, here we go. How does Billy Donovan get his team back into this one? Is Adams, boy, that'll help. But
that's all set up because you got up on Gordon's shot fake, which allowed him to drive. You had to come and help, and you set up the 3.
Oklahoma City's offense back in gear. Here comes Harden. Gets his defender on his heels again. It was his first points in the second half. So he'll get a much-deserved breather here. Harden, quick trigger 3, and here comes Houston.
Have opportunities to back cut for layups.
Here's Ferguson. That's a triple. Thunder desperately need more of that. House beats him back. Right hand. Made about the relationship between Harden and Paul. You know, all the reports about how things became strained towards the end as Nerlens Noel rolling to the cup. Houston's bench tonight, Stan, shooting 79% from the field. Harden got it.
He's having, like the entire Thunder team, is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is one of 13 guys in the league who scores 10 points a game or more on drive. Shell drill, where the ball just moves around and no players move. That's what Oklahoma City is allowing Houston to do defensively tonight. I've always wondered that, Spiro. So I'm shooting well because I'm getting and making good shots. So because you're a good shooter getting good shots, so keep working to get those good shots.
I'm not going to win this argument, so I'll give up. That's a three from Green. Games that they played, of course, Dennis Schroeder was gone, paternity leave after his wife gave birth to their second child. And so there was not the continuity that they'd had.
That there was that much contact. I like the way Steven Adams has played in the second half, really all night.
A little bit short as Houston Stan has cooled off a little bit from three. But their lead still at 17 points. Gallo on a deep three. That's good.
Even think of trading baskets down 14 with 7 minutes to go.
29 points for Gallinari. That was his second three of the night, but Harden.
Look, with Russell Westbrook out, they've gotten exactly what they needed, and that is typical.
Three-pointer by Tucker. Little misdirection by Gilgeous-Alexander. Good ball movement. Back inside to Gilgeous-Alexander.
Player movement can do to get you better shots, and we haven't seen much of that out of the Oklahoma City Thunder tonight.
A rare chance that we saw Westbrook advantage Thunder. And then you look up and you see this score as Paul hits a rare three on a night that he has really struggled. Only his open floor. And now they'll reset. That's another three.
Setting up internships and creating a course in the business of sports media and entertainment. Paul is all about the action, progress.
Social justice fight during this time stand in our country, and of course CP3 right at the forefront of that group.
No question.
Harden, pretty drive and finish.
And
for Green.
Jeff Green's pulling it all out tonight. A right to left, behind the back dribble to a finish. I mean, normally we see Jeff's a great playoff performance by this team.
Year 12 for Green as Harden goes right down the paint, nearly untouched. Take one on the chin like that to begin the playoffs. Going to find a lot about that Bucks team down the stretch.
Portland's certainly going to challenge the Lakers defense. It's an outstanding defense. Portland can really score. I would give Portland more of a chance if they had someone.
Brian Anderson and Chris Webber will have the call coming up right here on TNT. Meanwhile, a game one domination here by the Houston Rockets.